Good morning and welcome to Grace. This morning we're going to paraphrase Romans chapter 5. We're going to find a principle and then put it into practice. Now, Romans 5, right on the heels of Romans 4, talking about how faith is a miracle that you receive just as Isaac received the blessing and the promise through Sarah and through Abraham, who were as good as dead in their bodies. And that's how we've been justified, because we've been born into Christ. Now, then we're going to get back into the Christology of this. Like, what that means is the study of Jesus. Who is Jesus and what exactly did he do? Watch. You were a natural-born sinner, is where our hope, and you were a slave to it, because when Adam sinned, death came to all people and for all sin. Because, well, through Adam, he had one command: don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And he does it. And that brokenness is passed on to every descendant of Adam, which eventually comes all the way down to you, and it comes all the way down to me, and that brokenness is painful. And it rips at the very core of who we are. But here's what Jesus does. He is the better Adam. That while we were still sinners, this is Romans 5:8, Jesus demonstrates his love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And then Paul writes, very rarely will someone die for a godly person, but no one's going to die for someone who's worthless, who deserves to die, who has wounded other people, and who has absolutely made a wreck of not only their own life, but the lives of those who love them, who've tried to serve them, who've done everything. They're at war with them. Now, that's why this becomes so great, because Jesus never sinned. He was perfect. And so in Jesus, we find freedom through one trespass, through one sin, all men sin, but through one act of righteousness, everyone who believes has eternal life. So this gets us to the principle that death is reversed by Jesus. He reversed the curse of sin, and he gives a blessing of life and freedom from the wrath of God. To which you're like, come on, Chris. This is modern age. We don't talk about the wrath of God. I like the fact that there's an idea of somebody dying for my sin and taking my place. I appreciate that. But wrath of God, come on, no. Remember, he's just. He's perfect. He's completely loving, and as a good father and a good creator and a good designer. When there is malware there, you remove the malware and you completely remove it, and it's outside of your purview, outside of your love. Takes on the pain and all the things that were broken, and he reverses it, and he makes death undone. No, this is a big deal. Because if you had a parent die at an early age from a drunk driver and they just got hit, or if you're facing disease, or you're facing unbelievable amounts of pain, and you're looking up going, why God? The answer is sin has done this. And the very reason that your heart screams out for someone to make this right, Jesus took on death and experienced the hell that you are experiencing currently, and far greater than that. When he died on the cross, it wasn't just a physical death, it was the spiritual death, the separation from God's love that you don't ever want to experience. He experienced for you, and then he gave you his righteousness. And so then we just jump in and we embrace that love and that grace and that God. So to put this in practice, I want you to walk in the joy and the blessing of being free from sin. No, today I want you to look at the world around you, and you're gonna see sort of brokenness. You're gonna look brokenness on the news. You're gonna look at brokenness with disease, and you're gonna look at brokenness of people hurting and wounding one another. And the hope isn't that we get somehow smarter. We have more information now than we've ever had. Access at your fingertips. Everything you could possibly know, you can put it in, you'll have the answer. Information doesn't say, but a person can. It was Jesus, the God-man, who took your sin and just the darkness in your heart and made you brand new. Walk in that today. Not in hopelessness, not in despair. Walk in the hope, because he saves you for himself. Because today's going to be a great day, because he's advocating for you. God, I'm so grateful that you're working, that you're using me, you're using us, and you're using the person watching this devotional they would go from their home, and maybe they're just virtually going somewhere. They're walking from a bedroom to a classroom, to a boardroom, to a break room, and they are literally all in the same building. But God, you would use them to bring the salvation message of hope that is so clear and so powerful because the world is so broken, in desperate need of hope. God, please. You reversed death. You brought us back under your design, said, I'm going to make sure that death will be undone. And I thank you for that, God. I'm praying for somebody here that is hopeless, filled with anxiety, filled with dread, but just think there is hope. And if that person's still living, you're not done. Because in the end, everything's going to be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. God, thank you for that. Lord, walk with us today as we go. We serve